everyone, welcome to Walks with Moss. Let's go see what mushrooms we can find the first week of December. Our yellow chanterelles are probably done, but I'm hoping to find some candy caps and who knows what else, maybe some corals. So let's go do it. Bella, are you ready? You ready to go? You ready? Yep, she's ready. Let's do it. We've got some yellow chanterelles here. I was distracted for a minute. I thought I saw a car next to my car, but no, that's just an abandoned old car. Okay, let's see what shape our yellow chanterelles are in after freezing weather. Well, you know what? I think this one's still okay in spite of our temperatures getting below freezing for a few nights. So maybe we can still eke out a few more of these. Sorry about all the airplane and helicopter noise. Not much I can do about that. I'm going to head back here because I see a filbert tree and I'm looking for candy caps. There's also a lot of black caps here, so it's not the most pleasant place to walk. I am in western Washington, specifically on the Olympic Peninsula. Now this particular filbert tree I was able to easily ID from a ways off because it's got catkins on it. I'm tangled up in the berry. Oh, those trailing blackberries are the worst. Okay. See, there's the catkins of the filbert tree. I have not been in this exact area before, so I don't know what we're going to find here. Here's something though. It's got a really long, skinny stem. I do believe that is our Stropharia ambigua, and they are edible, but not incredible. So we'll keep on moving. I can see what looks like more filbert trees off in the distance here. There's another Stropharia ambigua, the questionable Stropharia. There's another one there too. They're liking this leaf duff. I think they're saprophytic. There's another. Let's head over here towards what looks like could be a filbert, but it also could be a vine maple. Well, I think I've got some pretty good evidence that this is a filbert because this is a candy cap. It's got the skim milk latex, hollow stem, rough cap. Yay, we found a candy cap. All right, so I know for sure that this is a filbert. I wasn't entirely sure it was a filbert when I first saw it. All right, candy caps. A little bit tricky to find them under all this leaf stuff though. Wow, look at all these leaves. I'm gonna have to look under the leaves to find them. These candy caps are slightly different colored on the cap than I'm used to, but they're definitely candy caps. I sniffed it and was able to get a mild maple aroma out of it. You can get a mild aroma even without drying them. That's a really good sign. There's candy caps in these woods. And over here is a low area with lots of hazelnut trees. Fingers crossed. We might hit the jackpot over here. Got some little orange mushrooms here. Orange-brown mushrooms growing on wood. They're definitely not candy caps, so let's pick them and see if we can figure out what they are. Gallerina marginata funeral bells. It's got that little ring right there. Definitely don't want those. And I find them almost every time I'm hunting for candy caps. I saw one video where they said, or maybe it was a book, they said that candy caps are not allowed to be sold commercially because of the deadly Gallerina that they could be mistaken for, or vice versa. Ooh, what's this? Look at this orange mushroom growing on a twig. Is this that's the Badius one? Yeah. In a previous video I pointed out Gallerina marginata, but I don't think that was it. But looky here. Okay, there's a bunch of candy caps here. Here we go. Rough cap. Lighter gills when young, hollow stem, scalloped edge, growing with a filbert. Mild maple smell even when fresh. It's the Candycap. All right. And there's lots of them here. Check it out. And they're in relatively good shape for their age, too. Awesome! I'm not even sure what I'll do with all the ones I already have, but I'm just happy to have them because I've never found them before this year. There we go. That one might be too far gone. I'm going to put them in the dehydrator and just let the maggots crawl out of them and not worry too much if they're wormy. Yay! And I've got 2 filbert trees in my yard. I'm going to spread the worst ones under those. So I'll sort out the worst ones when I get home. So I got my answer. Apparently these withstand frost. I don't know if they're going to keep growing, but I'm not surprised they withstand frost because they are, you know, kind of a winter mushroom. So good. The epic mushroom season of 2024 has not ended yet. Today is December 6th. And the Candycaps are maybe starting to fade a little bit, but they're still pickable. We've also got some Clavulina corallides here. I think it's corallides, which I will pick. And thanks to this YouTube channel I've been watching by a guy who calls himself Big Toe, I learned that these actually have a compound in them that will help keep your arteries unclogged. And he said that they grow through March, so I'm excited about that. I'm going to keep picking these and try to eat lots of them, because who wants clogged arteries? These ones are actually kind of clean. I picked a big bunch of these the other day, and I cooked them and I dried them, and they just dried down to nothingness. But they rehydrated quite well. I'm happy about that. I should put these in a different bag than my Candycaps, really, though, because these are pretty dirty. They're hard to get clean. Yeah, I'm gonna get another bag out for these. These are actually some of the biggest, cleanest specimens I've ever seen of this stuff. Maybe it's even something slightly different. This one's got a little bit of a purple hue to it. So this might not be the Clavulina corallides. It might be something else. But I'm probably going to eat it anyway. Now the Clavulina can turn purple when it gets parasiticized, but this is a different kind of purple. It's starting from the top and working its way down. Picking out this moss out of here. This is Plagomnium ensign moss. Here's some mushrooms catching my eye, and they look really gelatinous. They look just like the tooth jelly fungus, except much larger and with a brown cap. Interesting. My Seek app ID'd this one right away. Pseudohydnum gelatinosum, so like fake hedgehog and gelatinous. I think I've got just enough internet here too we can find out if these are edible. They are really cool though. Look at that. Wow. Okay, this is the same one that we call cat's tongue, tooth jelly fungus and all that, but it's slightly different being the color it is. It says it's widely distributed, found in Asia, Australia, New Zealand, Europe, North America, Central America, and South America. Grows on dead trunks, logs, and stumps. Wow, I have never seen them this big. I feel like there's something slightly different. Some of them are too far gone and some of them are pretty fresh. And you know, I've never tried candying these before. These are one of my daughter's favorite mushrooms, so I used to always pick them for her. Because these are so big, I'm going to pick them and try candying them. Because, I mean, look at the size of that. Look at that. I've never seen tooth jelly fungus that big before, or that color. This is cool. Look at this big base it left behind. These are so much more substantial than I'm used to. Look at all of these. I'm going to go home and look up some recipes for them and see about candying them. This is definitely an unexpected find today. I need to do some research and find out if these are the same species as the little ones I find or something different. I'm certain there's something different though. We've wandered into a little swampy area. I sure would like to find some black trumpet chanterelles. I've never found them. But apparently this is kind of the sort of area they would grow in. But in California, they grow with oak trees apparently. We don't have a lot of those here. And the ones that we do have here are a different variety. I think we'll head over there. I can see a filbert tree glistening, beckoning in the distance. Let's go check it out. More candy caps. And we haven't even made it to the tree that was beckoning. Double checking this one because it's a little bit different color. No, it's got the right smell though. It's the right thing. It's peller on the edges like a candy cap is supposed to be. And it's under a filbert tree like it's supposed to be. And it's got buddies. I've propped my candy caps on a stump that's covered with Kinbergia oregana moss. Common name Oregon beak moss. And it's called that due to the shape of the sporophyte. That's this thing here. You see the top of that? That's the spore capsule. Let's see if we can get a little better focus. This is tricky. These are little things. There's the sporophyte, and it kind of looks like it has a little beak on the end, although the beak fell off of this one. Anyway, that's how Oregon beak moss got its name. Is due to, there we go, there's a sporophyte. You can see the, I guess it's kind of beak shaped. So the oval thing is the spore capsule. The stem it grows up, sits on top of it is the seta. And the little green thing that's kind of capping the spore capsule is called the calyptera. And underneath that you'll find the operculum. And when the calyptera falls off and the operculum opens, the moss spores come out. Getting some more candy caps. That's definitely too far gone though. Yeah, I'd say about 50% of the ones I'm finding are too far gone. But I think I'm mostly just finding the bigger ones because they're easier to spot underneath the leaves. Here's another moss-covered log. This is Rhytidiadelphus laureus, a big, fluffy pleurocarp moss with reddish stems. Look at that. Isn't that wonderful? Well, before I ever studied moss, I was in awe of these cushions, and I was so happy when I learned the name of it. Also had to giggle a little bit at the name. Rhytidiadelphus laureus. And just underneath it, right down here, we have more Clavularias. Lena clavulina. We're getting lots of these today, which I'm happy about now while I'm picking them, but I won't be so happy about it when it's time to clean them. Now they get a purple parasite, you can see it there, and I've heard this referred to as Cruella de Vil on Big Toe's channel, and how fitting is that? Cruella de Vil, Cruella de Vil, if she doesn't scare you, no evil thing will. Don't mind my lovely tenor voice. Let's carry on. Here's some Isosthesium stoloniferum moss. And it's kind of got two different forms. When it's hanging down from the branches, this long stringy bit, but then on top of the branch, it's more branched and less stringy. And you can see there's sporophytes forming here too. Isosthesium stoloniferum. These are the ones that can just catch the sunlight in such a beautiful way when the sun is low in the sky. These are also quite pretty under the microscope. We've got lots of alder trees here. Alnus rubus, the red alder. Apparently the inner bark can be used for dye and was used by the indigenous people. And it's kind of an interesting tree. It's kind of unique because it's coniferous and at the same time deciduous, meaning it loses its leaves. And it also fixes nitrogen. With the help of some bacteria in its root nodes, it can pull nitrogen out of the air. And that is why you see alder trees growing up in really infertile areas after a disturbance. When there's no fertility left in the soil, that's when the alder trees can move in and do their thing. And they live about 50 years, that's all. And they really enrich the soil during their short lifetime. And then other trees and plants can grow up taking advantage of the nitrogen that the alder tree, with the help of its bacteria friends, fixed from the air. Nitrogen is one of the most abundant elements in the air, but trees and plants have no way of getting to it. They need help, mostly from bacteria, to get that nitrogen out. And nitrogen is a critical nutritional element for plants. What you doing? What you doing? Dumping on the mushrooms we're about to look at. That's what you're doing. Okay, viewers, tell me what this one is. It's got decurrent gills, funnel shaped. I feel like it might be a clatosope. Apparently there's one mushroom out here called the anise funnel. I don't think this is it. I'm not sure though. Smell is very subjective. It's growing here under the salal in a little group. Got lots of alder leaves down there, and we've also got some red cedar and some bracken ferns in the same vicinity. I didn't find any candy caps down in the really low swampy area. I don't know if that means anything though. I think the deal with candy caps is that they're locally abundant, so you might not see any of them, and then all of a sudden you find an area that has lots of them, and then they'll be just really abundant in that area. What have we got here? It's a baby conch. At first I thought maybe it was a winter oyster mushroom, but we can see down here what it is. Fomatopsis mountsiae. Used to be called Fomatopsis pinicola. Now it's Fomatopsis mountsiae. It's still the red-belted conch. Let's take a peek underneath it here. It's possible this has medicinal qualities, but I wouldn't pick one because this is a perennial conch. The fruit stays year after year, so it seems a shame to pick them. I'm much more likely to pick the reishi, which has a fruit that dies every year. Look how tall these ferns are. They're just about at my eye level. Common name, sword fern. Ooh, it's slimy and slippery down here. Let's go straight for this filbert tree over here. I don't think we're going to find them, though. I think you need maybe some Douglas fir in the mix when you're looking for candy caps under filberts. Because somehow I just know I'm not going to find candy caps under this one. Here's a cluster of something interesting down here on the wood, though. I don't think it's Gallerina. Maybe it's Satharella, because the gills are so close together and it's got hollow stems. And let's see if it's got, yeah, it's got dark brown gills when it's mature. And it's definitely growing in a big group or clump. So I'm going to call this Satharella. No candy caps under this filbert either. I think we'll get up into the more foresty areas up here under the Douglas firs. I think I might be onto something here. I think you might need more than just filbert trees. In the meantime, here's another Stropharia ambigua. There are just so many of these out right now. They're a beautiful mushroom. They're quite variable in their appearance. That's why the second half of their name is ambigua. This is too far gone to tell, but I think it's a candy cap, so it's fitting my theory. We're back under the Douglas fir with a filbert. But there's only this one here. It's so far gone, and it's absolutely crawling with maggots. Here's a gorgeous looking mushroom. Look at the scales coming down. It's got scales above on the cap too. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, it's growing directly on some wood here. I don't think it's Gallerina because there's no ring. Look at that, it's bluing on the bottom. Could it be? I know nothing about philosophy. Now, it's not bluing from me touching it. It's just a little bit blue on the bottom. Apparently there are some funny mushrooms that will grow wild in the woods here. I've never found one. They're not legal in my state. I'm sure they will be soon, though. What have I got here? It was coming directly out of the wood. I could take it home and study it, but even that, it would not technically be legal. But look at that blue down there. It makes me wonder what I'm looking at. There's another one there. We have walked in a circle, and that's a good thing because it's taking us right back to where we want to be. Maybe there's some evolutionary advantage in walking in circles. If you want to get back where you started, walking in circles could be a good way to do it. Okay, I saw this one on a channel just this morning, and I already forget the name of it. It's very fragile, and it grows in the winter on wood. Let me slip my reading glasses on. No teeth. Yeah, I just saw this on a video this morning, or last night. But there's so many mushrooms, it'd be hard to memorize all of them. Let's head out of these woods and head down the road a little bit more and see what else we can find out here today. I haven't been on this road before, but they just mowed it, which is very handy for us. I have a feeling it all would have been like that, just a Scots broom jungle before they mowed it. So we really hit this just right coming up this road. Wow, there's a lot of helicopter and airplane and traffic noise out here today. Bella's in heaven here. This is what she was bred for, to run in areas like this and look for grouse. Having fun, buddy? Having fun? Yeah, she's having fun. This looks very much like the area where I find king boletes nearby, in kind of a swampy area with this swamp grass and with the coastal pine trees. Here we have a lovely orange coral mushroom. I don't know the species. It's getting old and it's falling apart. I ate one of these recently. It was good. I didn't have any ill effects. And that's about all I know about it. I think we've got a hideous gomphidius here. Let's look for the yellow foot. Oh, I don't see a yellow foot. And the gills are not decurrent. I think this is actually the fried chicken mushroom. It feels kind of waxy. It's growing on a road in a clump. Looks like it's probably got white gills. But it's also pretty far gone. I'm not going to take it home and eat it today. It's a little bit tricky to ID because it's so variable. I always feel like I have to take a spore print. And it doesn't really taste good enough to warrant going to all that trouble to ID it. There's a kingfisher perched on the top of a snag. I doubt it's going to show up. We have reached the end of the road. It ends at a swamp. This is definitely the end of the road for now. I think in the summer it'd be okay to continue beyond here. The water would be dry. So maybe we should stop here and have some coffee, and then why don't we head up this trail and see what we can see. I sure love exploring new areas. Let's see if we can extract some water from this swamp for our coffee. With just a little bit less industrial background noise, this could be a really nice spot to hang out. But I can hear multiple airplanes and helicopters and road noise, and the helicopters just aren't stopping. My lighter has stopped working, but that's okay because I'm actually prepared. I've got my backup lighter. Okay, we're gonna boil this really good because it's got crud in it, and Bella ran right through it. What a dog. The problem with my lighter is it wasn't sparking, but I was able to fix it. It was just wet. So what I did was I lit it with my backup lighter got the backup lighter going, then just pressed the red button down to get the flame coming out of my normal lighter, and then just burn it like this for a while until the flint dries out. And I've got this one working again. I'm still adjusting to the speed of my winter stove while I wandered off. It finished cooking, and I'm sure it boiled. Whoa, oh yeah, that's nice and hot. This one definitely boils way faster than my pop can stove, which is needed in the winter. Stirring it with a twig because I feel too lazy to get my spoon out. Now I'm going to have to wait quite a while for this to cool off before I can drink it because I boiled it so hard. I'm not certain this trail goes anywhere. I think it might just be a brush picker trail. Here's some chanterelles. These have probably froze and then thawed. They're not going to be good. Our chanterelle season really is pretty much over. That turned out to just be a braided brush picker path that didn't go anywhere. I guess we'll have to wait till next summer to get over there coming from this direction. Although I have been there from that direction. There's a bald eagle overhead. Behind the trees, about to come out from behind the trees. Here it comes. It's kind of flying towards us. Maybe looking for a snack in this swamp. Maybe checking to see if Bella scared some animals up for it. I'm not sure what this is. Without picking it, my first guess is Lactarius, unless it's one of those funnel-shaped ones like we found before. What do we have? Slimy, whatever it is. Yeah, it might have been a Lactarius. It might have been a Lactarius. Hard to know, though. Yeah, it's very, very slimy. Gosh, I almost wonder if it's a slime spike. But I don't see the yellow base. Not sure what this is. Other than slimy and rotten. I don't think slime spikes have hollow stems, so I'm going with Lactarius, rotten old Lactarius. Be sure not to hit this rock with your lawnmower. How about these? Who can tell me what these are? Maybe we're looking at a Cortinarius. Hollow stem, growing in grass. Probably going to have brown gills. Not sure if I can see a Cortina. Almost looks like the gills are free, but it's so rotten it may have just pulled off because it's rotten. It's got lots of maggots in it. Don't know what it is. There's a few of them here though. It's okay to walk on the gas line. The no trespassing sign is just referring to going inside that fenced off area where the pipes are. We are back to the car. There's a whole nother area over here we could explore someday if we could tolerate all the noise. But I think we're done for now. Come on, Bella, get in the car. Get in the car, Bella. Bella, why won't you get in the car? Thanks for watching. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Ba ba da ba ba.